we may put the emphasis on the Winston All-Star race at here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but this truthfully is the main event at Charlotte. As we are set for 80 laps around the racetrack here today in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as stop number 13 brings us to this track for the Coca-Cola 600, as we're set for some great racing here today. We had a great race at the Winston All-Star race at Charlotte with Jessica Shelton taking the victory in that race. Today, we'll see what happens here in the 600. On the pole at 186 miles an hour is Dylan Young, the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge. He is alongside Joshua Osborne, car 78, the Vibe Energy Toyota is on the outside. Second row, it is Jackson Haywood, a great qualifying run for him in car number 7, and beside him number 40, Sky Cummins, a Ford and a Dodge. Third row, Kev Shearer, who won at Sonoma this season, the last race on the tour. Beside him, car number 9, it is Zachary Fitzwater. Fourth row is James Henry in car 31. And beside him in car number 5, Jay Jefferson, the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Chevrolet. This is the last time he'll run this scheme this season. He'll be back to the Cornflakes cars next race on the tour at Dover. Next row down is Charles Sanford in car 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. And car number 99, Levi McIntyre, both of them carry in-car cameras in today's event. Here. Next row down has Benjamin Miles in 21, the Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford, and the Kodak Film Chevrolet car number 4 of William Brock. Next row down has Jessica Shelton. She won at North Wilkesboro this season, as well as the Winston All-Star race. Last race on the tour, last race we had at Charlotte. She's in the DeWalt Ford, car 17. And beside her will be another Kenseth car. It is Emmanuel Hartnett in the Dollar General Toyota, car number 20. Next row down has Quentin Moore in number 89 in the Racing with Jesus Dodge. He won in Atlanta this season. And Ryan George in car 15, the Quality Care Ford. Next row down has Jeremy Diaz in 71, the Team Realtree Chevrolet. And number 16, Paul Minnick in the Family Channel Prime Star Ford. Next row down is Carson Gum in the 19 Dodge Steelers Dodge, and number 32, Matthew Logan in the Tide Pontiac. Next row down has another Pontiac, Jesse Turner in the U.S. Army Pontiac car 01, and another Pontiac, number 18, Matt Haas, who won the season at Talladega. Next row down, 3-time winner this season, Zach Rogers. He won at Richmond, Texas, and Bristol. He'll be alongside Mitchell Collinson, car number 11. Next row down has car 55, Daniel Bouchard in the Aaron's Toyota, and the GM Goodwin Chevrolet car number 3, Cole Deaver. He has our third in-car camera in this race. Next row down has number 1, the Trekker Boats Pass Pro Shops Chevrolet of Nathan Ormond. He'll be alongside car 12, Johnny Gardner in the Alltel Mobile 1 Dodge. Next row down has number 8, Rob Evans in the Budweiser Chevrolet. Beside him will be the Daytona 500 champion Mike Becker in the 43 STP Pontiac. Next row down, Keith Batson in car 88, the Quality Care Services Ford Credit Ford Taurus. Trying to get all that out of one breath. He'll be alongside car number 28, Kat Batson. His wife is alongside of him in the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28. Next row down has Dylan Poteet in the gold NBNA, gold, green, and white NBNA Pontiac. This is he'll be back with the Caterpillar scheme at Dover. Next row down, and then alongside of him will be his buddy Seth Cullen, car 98. He won this season at Auto Club. Next row down has number 26, Zach Winkle in the Irwin Tools Ford, and he'll be alongside Shane Lake in the Pennzoil Pontiac, car number 30. Next row down has Kyle Matthews coming from way back, another Haviland car. He's running this scheme only only for the 600 as well as he also ran this in the All-Star race as well. The Haviland Dodge car number 42. He's won twice this season. He won at Martinsville and at Rockingham. He'll be alongside the Darlington winner, Phil Parker. Next row down, Michael Whitman in 48, and number 14, Tristan Allen. And starting shotgun field will be the Eagle 1 Valvoline Ford, car number 6 of Ryan Brommer. Here comes the command to fire the engines for this, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
3, 2, 1, gentlemen, start your engine.
The thunder of 41 cars comes to life here at this racetrack mile-and-a-half racetrack here, 80 laps around this racetrack here. This race, by the way, this is one of the few races. This is the only race this season that will require a pit stop, by the way. There is going to be a pit stop in this event here at Charlotte, and several cars having trouble getting going here. So expect to see a pit stop about maybe lap. Well, judging by the history of this race, pit stop will be about around lap 47 or 48, possibly. So just past the halfway point of this event here. The next time we come back here for the Mellow Yellow 500, it'll be a 40-lap event at Charlotte, so you won't have to worry about pit stop in that event here. And this is the exact same distance we had for the Winston also race. We had a 40-lap open, then two 20-lap segments overall. So for some drivers, that was about a test race to see how their car would run. But this is all. But the chips are down right now. Pace car ducks up on the pit road. Green flag flies, and we are underway in the Coca-Cola 600. And here we go. And there you have it, the thunder of the first 5 laps of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we are down to 75 to go here in this race as we had quite a few leaders already. James Henry led a lap, Jessica Shelton led a lap. Several cars led a lap in this race. I think Dylan Young did too. No, Jackson Haywood actually led the first lap in this race. But anyway, Jeremy Diaz leads this race as he leads his first lap, and Carson Gumman, that new look number 19, he ran in the Winston All-Star race. As a matter of fact, he only ran in the Open actually because he didn't qualify for the Winston. He had to lead only momentarily, but here comes Zach Rogers in car 33 to the low side of the racetrack in that Skull Bandit Chevy. He's won, as we said, 3 times this season, going for a 4th one here today, or tonight, I should say. This race has produced some surprise winners as well, so we could possibly see a surprise winner maybe if things go according to plan for them. Danny Bouchard could be one of those guys. His best finish was a 3rd this season at Talladega. He's about to get caught in the middle of this. He's about to be caught in the middle right there, 3 wide, and Zach Rogers backed off a little bit. Bouchard goes to the outside. Nathan Orman leads the lap here. And here comes Rob Evans to the low side, that number 8 Boazers Chevrolet. Keith Batson's behind him. James Henry, he's already led a lap this race so far. Kev Shearer right behind him. 26 of Zach Winkle, 4 of William Brock. Doesn't take long for some of those back of the pack starters to move up to the front. Here at Charlotte, but as quick as they shoot up to the front, they can go backwards as well. Fast lap so far, about what they qualified, 186 miles an hour, set by Kat Batson. She's got the fast lap so far in this race. And here comes Keith Batson to the low side, car 88, excuse me. Off turn number 2 they come. Here comes James Henry in 31. Okay. Off the second turn they come here. Here comes William Brock to the low side, number 4. Ryan Brommer's right there behind him, and look who's come up from 37 starting position. We talk about back of the pack starters making their way to the front quickly. Well, here's one of them, Kyle Matthews in car 42. Shane Lake and Tristan Allen also started back in the pack as well. And Ryan Brommer started this race in dead last, and he's made his way up to 3rd spot. Driving the 1999 Mark Martin Eagle 1 paint scheme. And here comes number 4, William Brock to the low side for the lead. Kyle Matthews coming up behind him. Matthews almost won the Winston, as a matter of fact. The last race he held at Charlotte, he almost won the Winston. Got passed for the win by Jessica Shelton in that race. And ignore those yellow rookie stripes because he is no rookie in this series. Matthews leads this lap here. He has the points lead coming into this event, by the way. Leading by just under 100 points over Joshua Osborne coming into this event at Charlotte. I know it's a little early to start thinking about points, though, this being the 13th race of the season, though, out of 34, but who knows? You lose the championship by just a few points, though, and you look back on a critical point of the season. Tristan Allen leads his first lap of the race here today, as here comes Phil Parker to the low side, the man who won at Darlington. The Raging Cajun, as he is known sometimes, as they come down the back stretch. Mike Becker, the Daytona 500 winner right there behind him, and Cole Deaver in car number 3, the Goodwin Chevy. On board Cole Deaver's car. Cranking them up here, Charlotte, over 188 miles an hour. The fastest lap of this race here is set by now Paul Minnick. In fact, the top 4 laps over 188 miles an hour. Beaver's best lap 187.1. He runs right there behind Phil Parker's car number 25. Ducks in the inside, scoops up some clean air, and goes for the lead. And you're riding with Deaver as it happens here. Cole Deaver for the lead. As he's looking for his first victory of the season, he had it robbed from him at Martinsville in that race. Had led all but 5 laps, and that 5 laps he didn't lead was the last 5 of the race, unfortunately for him. Had it taken away from him by Kyle Matthews, who went on to win that race. Down the low side goes Johnny Gardner, car number 12. Jackson Haywood down there. Here comes Michael Whitman in 48. He's moved up to the field. We're just about a quarter of a way through this race. Quarter of a way through this race here. 20 laps in the books and 20 laps in the books and 60 to go here at Charlotte. Several big names already in the back of the pack here. Keith Batson's back there. Joshua Osborne's back there. Remember, those two hooked each other in a Winston and then crash into turn number 3. Osborne puts Batson into the wall, and same with I think the 31, James Henry's crashed as well. Same situation we saw in the Winston where Osborne and Batson hooked each other into turn number 1. Same deal here today. Except this time, knocked James Henry, an innocent victim, out of the race. Something tells me Batson and Osborne's going to have some words in the garage area over that one. So caution number 1 flies on the 23rd lap of this race, and it is Keith Batson, Joshua Osborne, and James Henry. And Osborne, we mentioned, was number 2 in the points coming in this race, right behind Kyle Matthews. They were running back in the pack about 30. We was getting ready to mention Osborne, Batson, Sanford, and Dylan Young were all in the back of the pack. The Young being the pole sitter. In the turn number 1 to go, Osborne pushed up the track, right into Batson and into James Henry to go. And it's one way he didn't take Ryan Brommer out in the 6 car because he got doggone close to taking the 6 machine out. And poor Keith Batson, this is about has been pretty much how his luck has been in this season so far. But you saw in real time that's how quickly it all happens at almost 190 miles an hour. Batson coming in for a pit stop. There's James Henry. Dylan Young's coming in. Osborne's coming in. Charles Sanford coming on the pit road as well. Car number 24. So several cars have made pit stops apparently here as we were checking out the replay. If they're making pit stops now, they are going to be in trouble because there's still 55 laps to go in this race. And there's no way they can make it on 55 laps because, like I said, the pit window is about around 47, 48 laps in this race. Judging by when we used to do a 60 lap 600, now we're doing 80 in this race. So should be interesting when you get down to the nitty gritty in this event. Zachary Fitzwater out in front here. Second position is Emmanuel Hartnett. Third is Matthew Logan. Fourth is Michael Whitman. Jay Jefferson's fifth. Sixth is Ryan George. Seventh is Zach Winkle. Eighth is Paul Minnick. Ninth, Dylan Poteet. 10th position is Sky Cummins. Green flag back out. We're back underway on lap number 27. Starting to fan out here, Emmanuel Hartnett goes to the low side of the track here as he wants to lead his first lap of this race. Here comes number 48, Michael Whitman, to the low side as they come off to number 4. Jefferson and Ryan George all follow as well as they come across the start-finish line. 27 laps in the books and still 53 to go here at Charlotte. So still a whole lot of racing left to go here in this event. A whole lot of racing and a whole lot of scenarios to be played out. Pair of Dodges hooking up there. Sky Cummins and Johnny Gardner. And actually make that 3 Dodges there. That's Quentin Moore to the low side, number 89. Bill Parker, Jessica Shelton, and the 7 car of Jackson Haywood, who had a great qualifying run starting 3rd. As he's trying to help Shelton move up to the front. And you remember Shelton, of course, as we mentioned, going for the double. She won the Winston All-Star race after trying since season 10 to do so. Took her 14 seasons, but she finally did it here in the Winston All-Star race. And that was one race that she said she wanted to cross off her bucket list, so she can add that to a couple of Southern 500 victories she had at Darlington in this series, as far as her wins in the big races. Gardner to the low side of the track here as he tries to peek low on Sky Cummins, but stays tucked in behind him. And here comes Dylan Poteet for the lead. Zach Winkle in the last time buying car 26. And here comes 22 Poteet to the low side. He's got the lead, but not for long, because here comes Sky Cummins for the lead. Car number 40. We are going to see a lot, and this version provides probably the best racing we have ever seen at Charlotte. And we see tons and tons of lead changes. In fact, I think one season at the 600 we saw 43 lead changes, I believe, in this race. We might see a well over 40 lead changes, no question about that, and provided if nothing goes wrong. Zachary Fitzwater, and I tell you what, you got to feel the heartbreak for this man back at the Winston Open. He had led about 20 laps or so straight in that race, and had the lead. Looks like he was in pretty good shape, and all of a sudden problems set in on his number 9 car at about lap 23 or 24, whichever lap it was, and knocked him completely out of contention to advance out of the Open and into the Winston. Nothing going on for Fitzwater right now as he is running in. As he was clocked the last time by in 20th position. Cat Batson to the low side of him in 28, and now Jeremy Diaz in 71 to the low side of the track. Inside on board there with Charles Sampler, and you saw that right there. Kiss My Bass on that number 20, with that number 1 tracker boat Chevy of Nathan Ormond. Yeah, you're seeing it right there on the back bumper. I don't know. Zach Winkle up behind him in car 26, alongside outside of him in the 26 car. Sambo right now running 20th at the moment. Meantime, Mitchell Collins led the last time by in car number 11. Now at number 18, Matt Haas to the low side to try to take the lead from his Gibbs teammate, and you got a car up ahead. That's James Henry, lap car up ahead. You see all those cars about to go by as Henry holds up the entire outside lane. Shelton says she wants none of that, neither does Kyle Matthews, but they're still trapped up behind in that 31 machine. Now he decides to troll the inside line, and this a lot of times does happen in Charlotte. We see lap traffic ruining a lot of people's days, but we saw 3 wide in the back of the pack right there, but they got it down to 2 wide by the time I got to them. Meantime, Zach Rogers takes the lead, car 33, as he's got William Brock and Rob Evans behind him. And here comes Brock. He ducks to the inside of Rogers. They go for the lead, and now Matt Haas goes back to the low side. Rob Evans behind in second position in car number 8. Evans won this race last season in that 12 car that Johnny Gardner is driving. Jeremy Diaz up there in 71. Sky Cummins up there. Carson Gum. And even Daniel Bouchard and Nathan Orman. You got a couple of surprises up there in the top 10 positions. But they've been closed up by the second pack here. Jessica Shelton and Kev Shearer spoiling that form in the surprises as they go into turn number 3. Evans led the last time by, then Haas took the lead away, and now here comes number 40, Sky Commons to the low side. And just missing that lap here, 71 of Jeremy Diaz got it. And another lap car up ahead, that's Keith Batson. We're closing up about the time that we think that it's going to be time for pit stops here at Charlotte. We're closing in on that, by the leaders at least. Now you remember the only caution flag we saw of the day here. We saw cars that were not only the cars in the crash there, but also some cars on the back of the pack pit. So we're interesting to see if they can make it on fuel or not, the ones that pitted during the caution flag. I still don't think they can. But I've been fooled before. Carson Gunn takes the lead here. Here comes Shelton to the low side for the lead now in number 17. Kev Shearer, he's going to spoil Shelton's shot at the lead here. He comes to the low side of the track. Here comes car 00, the man who won at Sonoma. He's looking for his second points win in a row. He's won here at Charlotte before, as a matter of fact, too. Talking about Kev Shearer, he's won the 600. He's won the Mellow Yellow 500. He's also won. I think he's also won the All-Star race as well. In fact, I know he's won the All-Star race because he won the All-Star race last season. So Shearer's won all 3 times in the 600. All 3 races, that is. Seth Cole and Kyle Matthews to the low side because they'll take second and third for the moment. Seth now looks to the low side. Matthews had a notion to go to the low side, and he squeezes in between Seth Cole and Daniel Bouchard. That was a very risky move on the part of Kyle Matthews. But boldness produced fruit for him, and now he's going for the lead. Kyle Matthews, car 42, leads this lap, and here comes Bouchard for the lows behind him. Dylan Young also in there, car number 6. That's Ryan Brommer. We're on the 47th lap. We'll see if anybody comes in for a pit stop this time by. Not yet. As the Wild Bunch is starting to become the Thirsty Bunch here in a minute. In the third turn, Ryan Brommer takes the lead now, car number 6. I think the caution laps, kind of helped them a little bit on fuel, actually. So we're actually on the we actually completed 48 laps and no pit stops just yet. So caution laps kind of helped them on fuel. We should start seeing them come in sometime soon. On board with Levi McIntyre, number 99. He's in second place. Checking the best lap of the race so far, 189.301 set by Carson Gum. So track's starting to cool off a little bit, and you can tell the air's getting cool off because these cars are running a whole lot faster. Shane Lake led the last time by. Now here comes McIntyre to the low side. He's got the lead. No cars on pit road just yet. Here comes Joshua Osborne. You remember Osborne was involved in that crash between Batson, and James Henry? Well, Osborne's getting ready to lead this lap. So a comeback by the 78 team. Well, let's remember, too, Osborne was one of those cars that pitted earlier in that first caution, too. Bill Parker now goes to the top. Here comes Jackson Haywood, car number 7. He'll take position to the low side. Here comes Johnny Gardner to the low, trying to get below Haywood. Lap car ahead, it's again James Henry in 31, and now he's going to make a 3. I thought he was going to make a 3 wide. That would not have been a smart move right there. And again, the inside group is the one getting held up. Outside group, I should say. Haywood, Gardner, Cummins, Rogers, Miles, and Becker all escaped. Down to the low side they go. Jay Jefferson, car number 5, is now moving his way to the top 10 because of this. Excuse me. Zach Rogers out to the front right now. Here comes number 43, Mike Becker to the low side. And again, nobody coming down pit road. So, I could be wrong. We may go all 80 laps without a pit stop. I don't know. But Johnny Gardner now goes to the lead now, number 12. Here comes Osborne, 78. He looks to the low side. He wants to lead another lap in this race. Gonna be close between those two cars. Who leads this lap? The 78 or the 12? And the 78 does, just barely. Margin that time 400ths of a second between those two cars. We're closing up on 20 laps to go here at Charlotte. Matthew Logan to the low side, looks low on the track at number 32. Is he going to take the lead from Osborne on this lap? Looks like he will, and he does. So car 32 led that last time by. Down the backstretch, Ryan George to the low side. Here he comes. 71, Jeremy Diaz in the Realtree Chevy. Charles Sanford, 24. Emmanuel Hartnett in 20. Quentin Moore and Mitchell Collins both have lost the draft. They are still on the lead lap, though. They're 38th and 39th, respectively. Ryan George has the lead now. Here comes Jeremy Diaz and Charles Sanford to the low side. Car 71 and 24. Now Sanford looks for the lead. You're riding with him right now, car 24. Moves low on the track. Sanford close up on the back bumper of that Realtree Chevy. He's actually on that back bumper of the Realtree Chevy. He ducks slow on the racetrack here as here comes Sanford for the lead, and he's got it. 60 in the books and 20 laps to go here at Charlotte. Who makes it on fuel and who doesn't? That's the question here at this race. Jesse Turner ducks low. Here comes William Brock in number 4. He looks low on the track as well. Like I said, I think that caution lights help them save fuel. That's what it's looking like here. William Brock now has the lead here. Here comes number 8, Rob Evans. Nathan Ormond up there. Dylan Poteet. Kyle Matthews, Cole Deaver, all in an inside groove. And amazingly, all these cars are still right together. And that time by Nathan Ormond led the last time by in car number 1. Here comes Poteet to the low side of the track here as they go through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Matthews now moving his way to the lead. Now here comes the number 3 car of Cole Deaver to the low side. Deaver up behind Matthews. Deaver got a little squirrely going into number 1. Matthews takes the lead now. Car number 42. 15 to go. Here comes Daniel Bouchard to the low side. Is one of the veterans going to win this race, or is one of the rookies going to win this race? That's going to be the question here. And I hear the lap car up ahead in the distance. That's the 31 of James Henry again. He and Keith Batson were the two of the drivers that got caught up in the melee earlier in this event. Batson's 1 lap down. Henry is 2 down. About to go a 3rd lap down here, looks like. Seth Cole looks for the lead. Car number 98. $14 to go. Actually make that 13 to go, excuse me. Here comes Paul Minnick. He's going to take the lead in that number 16 machine. Coming now down for 12 laps to go. Fitzwater, second position. Here comes Michael Whitman in number 48. Whitman's not a rookie, but he could pull up a surprise if he were going to win this race. So could Shane Lake. So could Tristan Allen. So could Ryan Brommer in the 20 machine, or in the 6 machine, I should say. Excuse me. 20 is Emmanuel Hartnett. Zach Winkle's escaped from this, so has Cummins, so has Shelton, so has Haywood. Carson Gunn is in there, Cat Batson, Jay Jefferson. And I can mention a very PO'd Seth Cole underneath that helmet as he continues to get held up by that 31 car of James Henry. 10 laps to go. Kev Shearer now out in front. Tristan Allen looks slow and Levi McIntyre for second position. Into the 3rd turn they come here as they go. No pit stops just yet. I'm surprised at this point. At this point, we're now going to be completed 71 laps now, and nobody's pitted. So I may have lied, actually, possibly in saying that there was going to be a pit stop in this race. Something tells me this may end up happening in the final 5 laps. I do not know. But I have a bad hunch it's going to happen in the final 5 laps. Ryan Brommer led the last time by. Here comes Zach Rogers to the low side, going for the lead. He's got it. Emmanuel Hartnett down there. Here comes Zach Winkle. Sky Commons up there, number 40. Jackson Haywood's in there. Carson Gunn in car number 19. 7 laps to go. In the turn number 1 they go here. Hartnett out in front. 2-time Daytona 500 winner in this series. Off turn number 4 they come. On board Levi McIntyre's car. 6 to go. Off the 4th turn they come here. Hartnett still out in front. Here comes Sky Commons to the low side. Car number 40. He'll duck low to the track here. Carson Gunn might go with him as Haywood. I thought Haywood was going to try to squeeze between the 40 and the 7 cars, or for the 40 and the 19, excuse me. But thought better of it. 5 laps to go. 4 to go this time by. Carson Gunn, car number 19 now out in front. Here comes Cat Batson, 20th to the low side of the track. Jay Jefferson up there. Benjamin Miles, number 21. The 43 of Mike Becker. 24, Charles Sanford. 12 of Johnny Gardner. Two lap cars up ahead. I don't know if they're going to catch him before they check their flag, though. It's going to be close. Jefferson out in front now as they come down for 3 laps to go. Benjamin Miles up there, 21 to the low side. Here comes Becker. Car 43, he's looking for he won the Daytona 500. He would like to add a 600 win to his mantle. Becker down to the low side. Here to come off turn number 4. 2 laps to go. Sanford to the low side. He's got Gardner shoving him. What's going to happen in this final lap and a half? Charles Sanford, car 24. Now jumps in front. Here comes Johnny Gardner to the low side of the track. Gardner shoving him in front. And 32 car, it may be in the best position right now. That's Matthew Logan. White flag. Through turns 1 and 2 they come. Johnny Gardner now jumps out in front. Logan, can he pull off an upset here? Poteet trying to shove him as they come on down the backstretch into turn number 3. Logan gets a run to the low side of the track. They're side by side through the 3rd and 4th turns now. Matthew Logan pulls out ahead. And how about a first-time winner at Charlotte? Matthew Logan wins the Coca-Cola 600. Matthew Logan takes the Tide Pontiac to victory lane the first time ever he has won in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And the first rookie to do so this season. And he holds off 3 of the best. Johnny Gardner, Dylan Poteet, and Charles Sanford. And Poteet comes home 2nd, Gardner 3rd, William Brock 4th, Charles Sanford 5th. Average speed 171.094, and they made it without a pit stop. I cannot believe it. I think that caution flag did help, didn't it? And some other surprises here. 71 car Jeremy Diaz comes home 6th in this race. 7th will go to Benjamin Miles. 8th to Bill Parker. 9th Mike Becker. And Sky Commons comes home in 10th. March victory 74 thousandth of a second of the line. 5 thousandths from 2nd to 3rd. Unbelievable. So Matthew Logan, who is in his first ever season of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, proves that 13 can be a lucky number because this is the 13th stop on the season. And he wins in his 13th start in this series. Unreal. Rest of the finishing order for here. Jay Jefferson comes home in 11th. 12th, Daniel Bouchard. 13th will go to Cat Batson. 14th will go to Jackson Haywood. Carson Gum 15th. Ryan George, Michael Whitman, Emmanuel Hartnett, Jessica Shelton, and Jesse Turner, the top 20. Zach Winkle, Cole Deaver, Zach Rogers, Rob Evans. Excuse me. Ryan Brommer, Tristan Allen, Joshua Osborne, Kev Shear, Levi McIntyre, and Shane Lake, the top 30 in this event. Shane Lake finishing 30th in car 30. That's crazy. Rest of the finishing order for here: Paul Minnick, Zachary Fitzwater, Nathan Orman, Seth Cole, Kyle Matthews. That's not what he needed for the points there. He ends up 35th in this event. And that's going to cut in on his points lead, considering also Osborne might take the points lead from him there. He finished a few spots. It may not be enough, though, to take the points lead away, though. I may stand corrected on that. Anyway, Kyle Matthews 35th. 36th will go to Matt Haas. Dylan Young, 37th, the pole sitter for the event. Quentin Moore, 38th. and Mitchell Collins was the last car on the lead lap in 39th. Keith Batson finishes a lap down in 40th, and James Henry 3 laps down in 41st position. But a crazy race here at Charlotte, and how about a first-time winner? Matthew Logan gets the win in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, holding up 4 of the best: Dylan Poteet, Johnny Gardner, William Brock, and Charles Sanford. What more can you ask for your first win? I mean, seriously, and to have it at Charlotte, Charlotte Motor Speedway, that is just absolutely excellent stuff. But also, a first-time winner happened at Charlotte in the series ever since the Mullen Yellow 500 a couple seasons back, when Matt McIntyre did so in the series. So, glad you can join us here for Coca-Cola 600 here in the NNSCRA Castrol GTX Cup Series. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel. We get everything on our channel. We get NRSS gaming videos whenever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And be sure to check out our online racing videos in this series as well. And also be sure to check out the Duracell Cup Series, both are All Pro Series, and on Thrash Maniac 99's channel, the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. Be sure to check those series out as well from the NNSCRA. And coming soon, as of this video here, Seth Cole's brand new Xfinity Series. He's doing this. On this channel as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And so yeah, some of the best offline series are under the NNSCRA umbrella. You will not regret checking those races out neither. So that will do it from Charlotte Motor Speedway here. And for now, James Squalls has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. We will see you at Dover.